At the surface, the ocean feels familiar. Light scatters through the water. Colors exist. Fish, dart, shimmer, and school together like they're part of a moving painting. You recognize the rules here: eyes for seeing, fins for speed, bodies shaped like arrows. Now imagine dropping straight down. The light fades. Colors vanish one by one. Red disappears first, then yellow, then green, until everything becomes blue, and then nothing at all. You haven't left the ocean, but you've entered a different world entirely. The deep sea isn't just lower, it's an alien environment stacked beneath a familiar one, governed by entirely different survival rules. And the animals down there don't just look strange. They look like they were built for a nightmare because, biologically speaking, they were. Let's slow this moment down. As you descend, the ocean stops behaving like a place meant for life. There's no scenery anymore, just distance. No warmth, no landmarks. The water grows colder, heavier, quieter. Sound doesn't travel the same way. Movement feels delayed, like the ocean itself is thinking before it lets anything happen. Up top, fish evolve to be seen. Bright colors help them attract mates. Patterns help them hide in coral. Speed helps them escape predators. It's busy, competitive, almost theatrical. The surface ocean is a marketplace of attention. The deep sea is the opposite. Down here, nothing is watching. There's no sunlight to show off in, no coral to blend into, no crowds to disappear among. Survival becomes a private negotiation between you and the environment. Evolution stops asking, "How do I look?" and starts asking, "Do I work?" That's why bodies stretch, compress, flatten, and soften. That's why mouths grow larger than faces. That's why eyes either explode in size or vanish entirely. When the rules change, the designs follow. It's like comparing a city apartment to a bunker buried miles underground. Same planet, same ocean, completely different expectations. And the deeper you go, the more you realize something uncomfortable. The surface ocean isn't the default version of life. It's the exception. At the surface, eyes are balanced. Big enough to see, small enough to protect. In the deep sea, eyes go to extremes. Some animals develop enormous eyes that gulp in every stray photon, detecting the faint glow of bioluminescence from kilometers away. Others give up entirely. Eyes cost energy. If there's nothing to see, why waste resources maintaining them? So they disappear, replaced by heightened senses of vibration, smell, and electrical signals. It's evolution asking a very simple question. Is seeing worth the cost? Sometimes the answer is yes. Sometimes it's absolutely not. Now imagine living in a place where sunlight never arrives. No sunrise, no shadows, no colors, just darkness so complete that even the idea of vision feels outdated. Down here, light doesn't bounce around freely. It's rare, brief, and often alive. That's why some deep-sea creatures go all in. Their eyes grow absurdly large compared to their bodies, packed with light-sensitive cells tuned to detect the faintest glimmer. Not color, not detail, just movement, a flash, a signal, a warning that something nearby is glowing and therefore alive. But other creatures reach the opposite conclusion. They stop investing in eyes altogether. Because eyes are expensive. They require constant maintenance, nerve connections, brain processing, and if you're surrounded by permanent darkness, eyes become dead weight. So evolution trims the budget. Vision is replaced with touch sensors that feel pressure changes in the water, chemical receptors that smell food from astonishing distances. Some species even detect the tiny electrical fields produced by muscle movement, sensing prey without ever seeing it. It's less like looking, and more like listening to the ocean breathe. What's unsettling is that both strategies work. Giant eyes and no eyes at all can thrive in the same environment. There's no single solution, just trade-offs. And that's why deep sea faces feel so wrong to us. We're used to eyes, meaning awareness, intelligence, presence. Down here, awareness doesn't always look back at you. Sometimes it doesn't look at all. And in total darkness, that might be the smartest choice nature ever made. At the surface, intimidation helps, but speed and camouflage matter more. In the deep sea, looking terrifying is a survival strategy. Huge teeth, glowing eyes, distorted proportions. These features send a message in a place where escape is slow and energy is precious. Don't try. Many deep-sea encounters end before they begin, simply because one creature decides it's not worth the risk. Fear saves calories. And calories are life. Evolution didn't make these animals scary by accident. It made them scary because fear works. Now picture an encounter down there. No sudden chase, no dramatic pursuit, just two shapes drifting into each other's awareness in total darkness. Neither can afford a mistake. Neither can afford to waste energy testing the other. So the first thing that happens isn't movement, it's assessment. A mouth that opens wider than the body, teeth angled inward like a trap, a pair of glowing eyes that appear out of nowhere. All of it screams the same message. This will cost you more than you'll gain. And in the deep sea, cost matters more than bravery. Up at the surface, predators can fail and try again tomorrow. Down here, a failed attack might be the last thing you ever do. That's why intimidation becomes a shortcut. If you can convince another animal that you're not worth the risk, you've already won without moving a muscle. It's the biological equivalent of putting up a very convincing warning sign. What's fascinating is that many deep-sea creatures don't even need to use their weapons. Their proportions alone do the work. Outsized jaws, needle-like teeth, bodies that look unfinished or exaggerated. They don't make sense to us, but they make perfect sense in a world where bluffing saves lives. And here's the unsettling part. Sometimes the scariest-looking animals aren't the most aggressive at all. They're slow, passive, almost fragile. The horror is cosmetic, a costume evolution built because it prevents fights rather than starts them. In the deep ocean, looking like a nightmare isn't about dominance. It's about discouragement. Because the most efficient fight is the one that never happens. For years, scientists believed complex life couldn't survive at extreme depths. The pressure was too high, the cold too intense, the food too scarce. They were wrong. Every new expedition reveals species we didn't think could exist. Fish with antifreeze, proteins, organisms living near toxic vents, animals thriving without oxygen for hours. The deep sea keeps rewriting biological rules we thought were fixed. And every time we think we understand it, something new appears on the camera. What's unsettling isn't just what we find, but how casually life adapts. Creatures built to endure pressure that would crush steel. Animals feeding on chemicals instead of sunlight. Entire ecosystems existing without anything the surface world depends on. Decades ago, these environments were dismissed as lifeless. Now, they're some of the most biologically active places we know, and every discovery forces scientists to quietly update the rulebook. Because the deep sea doesn't follow expectations. It tests them. And the more we explore it, the clearer one thing becomes. Life doesn't need comfort. It just needs opportunity. The rest, evolution figures out on its own. The deep sea isn't trying to scare you. It's simply honest. Every glowing lure, oversized eye, and impossible jaw exists because something else didn't survive. In a world without light, warmth, or second chances, evolution strips life down to what works and nothing more. So when these creatures look alien, remember, they're not mistakes. They're solutions to a problem humans were never meant to face. If you enjoyed this journey into the abyss, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more stories from nature's extremes. Thank you guys for watching, and I see you at the next video.